Hear you, hear you, hear you. The Howard County Board of Commissioners are now in session.
Please stand for the pledge and prayer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay standing for prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come together and do the work for the citizens of Howard County. Ask, guide us and lead us. Help us to always rely on you. Lord, we just ask for the people of California, all the devastation. We ask that you watch over the victims of the places. Be with them and help them and give citizens know that traveling is there. Also just ask that you be with the President, Congress, always help them to try their best to help the citizens.
Okay, thank you. Well, welcome to the Commissioners' meeting. We're glad you're here. The first item is special announcements recognitions.
I think we've got recognitions for county employees' years of service, and there's quite a lengthy list tonight. For 1 year of service, we have Corey Fuller, Preston Clark, Alec Lovelace, Shane Costner, Austin Kemper, Landon Narr, Sydney Murphy, Maya Owen, Harish Parkia, Gideon Kidwell, Caleb Roberson, Jessica Ford, Brooks Ledger, Devin Neal, John Dooley, and Brandon Clark. For 5 years of service, Whitney Duke, Zachary Schultz, Jordan Hicks, and Kelly Reams. 10 years of service, Linda Kuntz, Jeremy Bliss, Joseph Hillis, and Aaron Prescott. 15 years, Jennifer Garber, Timothy Martin, Thomas White Jr., Tanya King. 20 years of service, Joshua Light, Monica Skinner. 25 years of service, Andrew Vandenbosch, Heather Dayenfelser. And 30 years of service, Tracy Derrick. And 35 years of service, Keith Myers.
Thank you, and we appreciate all those employees and their years of service. So, thank you each and every one. Okay, moving on, next item is the approval of previous meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. We'll move right into departmental business and reports. First up is community corrections.
Hello.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Be gentle. This is my first time coming up here.
Jeremy.
We'll be nice.
Okay. You guys need copies of the email that I sent with the estimate and all that?
Sure.
You do?
Thank you, Jeremy. Oh, yeah, I saw this.
This is the request to remodel the, we have a bathroom at the fender entrance of the facility. We were recently, kind of was brought to light that we are not completely ADA compliant. We started talking about this last year. I talked with Bill last year and Dustin and I. And we have, so with a functioning elevator, we have somewhat of an ADA compliant area, the showers, but there are no bars, for them to pull themselves up, lift themselves up, whatnot. We do not have a stall for like for wheelchair accessibility or any of that at all for men. If the elevator's broken, we do not have anywhere for them to go at all. The females have, it's all on the first floor. They actually have a handicap accessible stall, but we don't have handles in the shower in there either. The bathroom that I'm referencing is right off the main offender entrance. And we're trying to make that compliant because even if the elevator's out and we have someone that needs to be on the lower level, we have extra dorms in the gym. I think you guys know about those that we started with COVID, and we've kind of used those for overflow and such. So that's the purpose of what this estimate is for, is to make that bathroom downstairs ADA compliant so that we have, we're up to par.
And your male beds are, we advertise 80 beds, I believe, and you're usually about at what?
We're usually at capacity with the males, and we have taken a few extra that we've had to put in the gym because people are in and out, so we usually can transfer them upstairs fairly quickly. We have had several instances of people that, at the time the elevator was working and things were appropriate, so we didn't have an issue, but then it came to light, what if you do, you know? And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, we probably need to try to get up to code or whatever so that we can.
Will this it'll make that one bathroom complete ADA
Yes, sir.
compliant?
Yes, sir.
Will this estimate also put grab bars in the others?
No, that's strictly just for the one that I'm referencing off the
But you said
control
up in
area.
the female, they needed some.
Right,
grab bars.
and this can be a multi-use restroom. It's got its own locking door. It would have one shower, one stall, the sink, and everything would be at height requirements and all of that. That we would be able to, if we had to, a female could come in and use that if necessary for showering purposes as well. So it kind of does a dual duty, so.
Okay. And how do you propose to pay for this?
Well, we were looking to take, last I had spoke with Bill, we had talked about it coming out of Coom Cap. As far as we have operational money, but we need those expenses for operations. So when we had talked, I think there was an email thread amongst us all that was the intention, and that's what I was asking for.
Well, before I spend Bill's money, I'm gonna ask Bill. Bill, you,
But it just depends on which food cap line item, I guess it's preference. I have two items that I manage. There's more. So I don't know which,
On the paper, it says Coom Cap 1138, 472.41.
that's one of my lines. If you deem that this is necessary, I'm happy to.
I don't hear you jumping in and say, yes, we wanna do this.
Well, I like to keep stay out of my mind. I don't think anyone's gonna say they like people getting into their account, especially in Kinsey Youth Center is gonna be, I got this. So, that's kind of why I was hesitant to back off until maybe later in the year, see if we have it. I kind of doubt that I'm gonna have it. There are more, if you wanna pay for this from food cap, there are more food cap line items.
Well, could we do a situation where you pay for half of it and Jeremy, you pay half of it?
That would be more of a Dustin question. I think it's possible based on what I know.
Does that give you less heartburn, Bill?
That gives me less heartburn, and if Kinsey, we run into trouble with Kinsey, we're talking big boys. I will have it. Ask for appropriations. We have.
And this all started from last year. We started doing this process because I got some attorneys that started kind of asking questions and things, and that's what kind of brought it to light to look at and see where we needed to be. Just,
I mean, I believe strongly that we need to do it. I guess I would make the motion that, Jeremy, you pay for whatever half of it would be out of your budget, and then the other half would come out of Coom Cap 1138, 47241. That would be my motion.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve this with the cost split between each. So all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is approved.
thank you.
Okay, next up will be Treasurer Christy Branch.
I am here today to present the service agreement between L&D Mailmasters and Howard County. L&D Mailmasters is a company that we have utilized since 2020, taking care of all of the printing and mailing of our tax bills. Within that service agreement, you'll see the postage is an estimated fee, and it's due before the printing process even begins, which is $20,000, along with the printing process being an estimate at this time as well in the amount of $11,621.14. Of course, the true cost will be determined once the actual bills are completed and mailed out in April. The difference between what was paid out in 2024 compared to the estimate for this year, it's less than $400 difference than last year. And that's mainly just due to postage.
Alan, have you looked at this?
Yes, I have.
And you're okay with it, Alan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have to mail out those bills.
Yes, we have to get the tax bills out.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept it. L&D Master Service Agreement.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's
Okay.
approved.
All right, thank you.
Next, you're up, Mr. Stone Street.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
At the jail, I don't know if you gentlemen and ladies have been up there lately, right off the elevators, the floor is gone. And we have to do something, it's a slip hazard, and also if you have an outside entity coming to tour our facility, it's quite embarrassing. So we researched several options that we had up there, and it turns out that the carpet tile will probably be the most economical, because if the other products, you're gonna have to pre-treat the floor, grind it down and everything else. So we went to Waltman Flooring, who's pretty much the exclusive place where we can purchase the same carpet tiles as what's in the front area, the admin area of the jail already. So we can color match and have the exact same tile. We can do that entire upper area from the elevator entry all the way to the back to where the dispatch training area is for $9,125. Our guys and the jailers, inmates would be doing the demolition, and that includes code base and installation. I would like to pay for this from Coon Cat Building Upgrades, 1138.47243.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's approved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay. We are up to new business.
I apologize for not getting on the agenda. Late last week, I realized that we needed the paperwork to commit our portion of the Community Crossings matching grant. So we did submit a Community Crossings grant application on Friday. The total grant is $3 million, and Howard County would be responsible for 50% of that because we are a 50-50 split county. So our commitment would be $1.5 million. And so the commissioners came together and agreed to commit to that should we get that Community Crossings fund. And that monies would come out of our MVH fund that we have ready and waiting. So I just needed to express that into record.
It's in the record.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amber. Is there any other new business to come before the commissioners? Okay, that takes us to salary claims.
$1,139,619.33.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. Payroll expense.
$1,139,619.33.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. Operating claims,
$3,257,829.14.
Motion approved as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. Do we have any claims to ratify?
None.
Any monthly reports?
None.
Any grants?
None.
You're on a roll,
I'm
Jessica.
on a roll.
You're on a roll. Okay, Mr. Wilson.
I have first a resolution, we're gonna need number 4. This just approves the purchase of the 2200 West Markland real estate. We approved it before, but I just felt it appropriate to do a resolution that covers that. That's all that does, is approves that purchase.
Okay, I'm gonna need a resolution number.
2025-BCCR-03.
I see that. I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2025 BCCR 03.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that resolution is passed.
Beyond that, I've been asked several questions about where we are on the Stevens property at 477 Hickory Lane. You know, we filed suit and gotten an order about the cleanup, but there's been no progress that we know of with respect to the cleanup, so it really falls back into our lap to pay for the cleanup. And that's where we stand at this point, trying to figure out where we're going to appropriate the money from. It's a very expensive proposition involving a lot of money. I have prepared a motion for status conference to discuss the issue with our judge. That'll be filed in the morning. Hopefully we can get a status conference with the judge and have Mr. and Mrs. Stevens come back to court within the next month to discuss procedure about cleaning the property up. It's been a long time coming. It's a procedure that the county should never have to be involved in, but yet here we are. So we're doing everything by statute, and obviously if you go on someone's property, they have certain rights, so we're mindful of their rights as well, but we're also mindful of the rights of their neighbors. We're going to push that as far and as fast as we can. That's just a brief report on where we are on that case, since we've been asked some questions recently.
I appreciate your effort following up on that, Mr. Wilson. We've all got calls and complaints about this property, so it's time, I guess.
I greatly appreciate it, Alan. It's in my district, and I have weekly calls or weekly emails or weekly text about this property, and I do appreciate you following up with it, and we have to have some kind of resolution on this.
Well, the problem we all recognize, there's a statutory procedure for the county taking action to pay and clean the property up and then put what we paid on their tax record. But you have to come up with the money in the first place.
Right,
And find a place for that. So that's where we stand at this point.
Thank you.
appreciate it. Anything else?
That's all.
Okay. Mr. Lipinski,
No, I have nothing.
Mr. Bray,
Nothing, sir.
okay. Are there public comments to come before the commissioners? Hearing none, seeing none.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we stand in adjournment.